Jerry Glanville and Chuck Noll have kept it very low-key about their rivalry this week. Tell us what you told both those guys yesterday.
I told them they're probably more alike than they are different, and both of them had the same exact reaction. Eyebrows raised, they almost fell out of their chairs like your golf swing. Huh?
Worse, if that's possible. Play action for Brister on first down. Wants it all. Derek Hill's up there. Hill is hurt, but he got 59 yards.
A wonderful postseason, and has picked it up and carried it another step so far this season.
His biggest game against Denver last year in the loss. You saw the numbers on the Pittsburgh offense inside the 20. They have it second down at the Atlanta 11. Play fake. Lewis Lips.
The Atlanta Falcons find out who's best. Bubby Brister gets good protection there. Lewis Lips runs an excellent slant route in there and just simply beats his man, Charles Demery.
Second touchdown reception of the year for Lewis Lips, and it's 9-7. First down Falcons. Be a big weekend for Atlanta fans if Tech could win and the Falcons could too. Chris Miller. Milling's out there, and so is Woodson. The All-Pro with the second interception of Chris Miller.
Right side of your screen. That's what we're talking about. Rod Woodson at the beginning of the game and how he may be one of the best cornerbacks in the National Football League. And one of the reasons why is because it's so difficult to run away from him. And he's got that good eye. A lot of defensive backs don't understand how to catch the football. Rod Woodson does.
3rd and 11. Brister on the run to Bell. First down.
Richard Bell kept his eye on the ball this time, and he knew Scott Case was closing in. And you'll see Scott Case, 25, closing in from his safety position after Bell makes the reception. But he heard Case coming out of the corner of his eye. He saw him and then just made the reception, kept his concentration. We got to win this football game.
Falcons have had the ball almost 31 minutes in this game. Miller got away from Lloyd once, but not the second time. He avoided him once, but not back at the 16-yard line.
Lower right-hand part of your screen, number 95. Now he's in the middle. The guy who said he wants to lead the league in knockouts. That's a strange statistic, but Jerry Glanville loved it. And he gets Chris Miller and just body slams.
Ouch. Chris couldn't. Second down and 17. Make it 2nd and 25. Miller in trouble again. Now going deep for Collins. And it's picked off. Larry Griffin. Chris Miller is a man that had the lowest interception rate in the NFL last year, and he's thrown 3 crucial ones here today.
That time, though, he didn't see the triple coverage that he ended up throwing into. Now watch it here, around the 30-yard line marker. That's where the coverage is going to start collapsing on his receiver. Now you see right here, watch this. There'll be one guy, 2, and this guy's going to close in as well. And that's what Chris Miller really threw into, and Griffin comes across and makes a nice interception on the play. Double coverage, triple coverage now on the deep man.
2 tight ends. Play fake by Brister, and one of those tight ends is Malarkey. Touchdown. Steelers lead.
Watch the action here. Play action away. Merle Hodge does a nice job of faking the football, and Mike Mularkey just dipped in, came back on out there on the naked bootleg, and he makes the reception for the touchdown. He just powered the football in the end zone.
You don't want to give Woodson much room either. Fields it at the 15. Steelers are doing it all right now. Return by Rod Woodson. Warren Williams. Tim Green from the backside, and the ball's loose again. And Atlanta has covered it, I believe. Falcons football. What a turnaround, as the Steelers had a 14-9 lead and had things going entirely their way, and Robert Lyles has just turned that around.
Well, what it does is it really breaks the back of your defense, because they've done a good job getting you the football back, and now you roll it down on the AstroTurf right after, you know, the first play after you get back on the field. And Robert Lyles just jumped all over that one.
Here comes the blitz. Tipped at the line.
Gerald Williams is 6'5". Watch him over the left side of your screen. You see his hand come up right there. He gets up in the air and just slams that ball.
4th down and 7, and the Falcons are forced to go for it. Tipped again.
But the ball was tipped by Evans. Now, he would rush the passer on Mike Ken, but Mike had him in pretty good shape. But right here, he jumps up.
Lewis Lips in motion. Kind of a Statue of Liberty to Stone, and he lost the ball. And that almost was the turnover we talked about. Possibly with their red gun package. They go short on a screen to Broussard. And he's got a first down. Miller goes left to Collins. Nice move to get around the first man and the first down into Pittsburgh territory. Chris Miller in trouble, throws short to Rozier. To the convoy in front, and Rozier picks his way down inside the Pittsburgh 30 to the 29-yard line. Look for Chris Miller, who's warmed back up after the interception troubles. Overshot Broussard. Broussard was trying. Blitz coming. Falcons pick it up. What a hit. Milling made the catch. 3rd down Atlanta. And a long 3. Direct snap to Rozier. He doesn't get the first down. Ball came loose. But he was down at the 21. He's about 2 yards shy, I think. That time the snap by Jamie Dukes a little bit off.
And I think Pittsburgh is also getting very used to this play. I saw them working at it in practice on Friday. They ran it about 8 times to make sure that they would make the proper reads on it, and it's apparent that they figured that one out. But Jamie Dukes,
they might give the ball to the Steelers, Dan. They're asking for a replay, but I thought they had blown things dead. I thought I saw one of the officials say that it was down to the 21. Maybe I didn't. Let's wait and see.
We have an Atlanta fumble. First down, Pittsburgh.
Dukes with the snap. Rozier takes it up inside. And when did the ball come out, and when did the whistle blow? Brian Hinkle gets his hand in there. From that angle, it's off. You can see the ball is out now.
Direct snap to Rozier. He doesn't get the first down, and ball came loose. But he was
the video screens and the
After
replay.
further review, the play stands. First down.
Jerry Glanville's almost all the way out to the hash mark. It's Pittsburgh football. And now Atlanta is going to need a miracle to pull this one out.
And Jerry's arguing that Mike Rozier was down on the field, but he was not down. The only question could have been whether or not the whistle had blown. And I'm sure when Jerry takes another look at the films of this game, he's going to realize that Rozier wasn't on the ground.
It's been a story of turnovers. And if the Steelers don't turn it over again, they might be on their way to their 5th win of the season. Hodge. Swarm. Long pitch on the sweep to Hodge. He would like to stay inbounds, but didn't.
Merrill Hodge. Merrill was telling us about how he rehabbed his knee after he got hurt last year in the playoffs.
To come out. And Foster and Williams are in there. Steelers 1 out of 6 on 3rd down. If they get this one, they might have the game, and they will have the game. Warren Williams. 70 yards. Touchdown. The price you pay with everybody up close trying to prevent a 1-yard gain turns into a 70-yard romp, the longest run of Warren Williams' career. Anderson to try to make it 21-9.
That's the way to play fucking football.
We talk so much about the trap blocking of the Steelers. Watch here, Terry Long on the trap block. You know, every now and then a guy from the 82nd Airborne Division gets a chance to throw a block. He was in the 82nd. And for all of you guys over there in the 82nd Airborne Division, watch this block here by your guy, Terry Long. Just crushed his man, and Warren Williams says, see ya, 70 yards for the touchdown. You know, there's some guys on the sideline that were running faster than Warren down there. You see a couple of guys come in the frame right down there. He had some company.
There's his little dance on the sideline. He did it once in the end zone. And a third-year pro out of Miami got his biggest play of his career.
That pop back in his step, and things are falling into place for him.
He said to the media this week, and they couldn't believe it, he said, you know, I'm starting to think like Joe Walton now. And that scared everybody.
Including Bubby, probably.
Rozier on a screen. Lost it again. Pittsburgh again. This time it'll be Craig Vesey, the nose tackle.
One thing you can say about this game is the Falcons self-destructed. It's not so much what the Steelers did to them as what they did to themselves. And this is a clear example of it. This is the second time that Mike Rozier has fumbled in this game. And it's just been those kinds of miscues that have caused the Falcons trouble all day long.
Larry Griffin, who had an interception earlier, is the man who got his helmet right on the football. And that's been the story of the franchise problems. Jerry Glanville was convinced his team could turn it around here today. And through one half they did, but definitely not in the second half. Bubby Brister, he's going to lose a little money from the league, but that's a pretty good toss.
I can catch it.
You got close. You got close. Chuck Noll and Jerry Glanville, I don't think will meet for a handshake. That goes without saying. That's win number 198 over 22 years. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have come back from a halftime deficit to beat the Atlanta Falcons 21-9 here at Three River Stadium.